Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another trade review. We're going to be reviewing a trade that we took today with the private Discord community during the New York session. We didn't get anything during the London session, but with the private Discord, we did manage to get something during the New York. Okay, so looking at gold, undoubtedly we are bullish. This is a replay. Undoubtedly we are bullish, all right, on all time frames. Basically had a pullback here, but we are bullish. When we zoom in a bit, we can see that not that deep. We can see that we are currently in a consolidation on the 4-hour time frame. Keep that in mind. Once we go down, we see that this consolidation is in fact a range on the 1-hour time frame. Okay, so this is the 1-hour time frame, and you can see it is a huge range on the 1-hour time frame. In fact, it is a tradable range, and we do have a major supply zone of this range, right? Not of the whole momentum that's been happening, but of the range alone that we have here. And one key aspect that I noticed was, despite the fact that we are in a range, it is the lows that are being taken out instead of the highs, right? Like example, when we created this low, price managed to break and close below, and then the same thing happened again. We close below, we close below, we close below. But what was not happening was the highs were not being taken out, neither was price closing above the highs. Now keep that in mind, right? Because that's where we got our main bias off of the trade that we took. Now we go down to the 30-minute. Okay, we can kind of see clearly how the range is looking from the 30. But anyways, we do have a 30-minute supply right here. Okay, and what I was anticipating now, because it was the lows that were being taken out, I was not interested in the buys, rather I was more interested in the sells. The buys were not wrong, but it was the sells that were more likely to play out properly, right? Had a higher probability of obviously playing out. So what was I expecting? I was expecting price to get up to the 30 or the 1-hour supply in order for us to then take the sells. Then I moved down to the 15 minutes, which is our main time frame, and I did notice that we did have a 15-minute supply. All right, clean supply, which is right here. Okay, so at this point we're waiting for a setup for price to get to either the 15, the 30 or the 1-hour supply, and those are the areas that I'm interested in taking a sell. So we did get to the 15-minute, however, as you can see, it did not hold. Then we got to the 30-minute, and in fact this was the supply that held, and you can see the next candle we started pushing down. Now this is when I go down to the tick chart, where I look for the best possible entry that I can get for this specific setup. And in doing so, what we found was that we had a very good entry just below this candle, like that, right? So we had that with a 80 pip stop loss, and the reason for this stop loss, we gave it just enough room in case price decides to tap the 1-hour supply before going down. Okay, so we had an 80 pip stop loss right there, targeting 1 to 2. However, our partials and BE we take at the 1 to 1 right there, and targeting 1 to 2 right there. So this is what we had. This was the setup that we had and the entry we had. Next candle triggered us in, and right after that we got taken out at the 1 to 1 we moved our stops to break even, we took out our partial, and right a few minutes after that we got the 1 to 2 with the same candle. So that was the trade that we took today during the New York session, guys, with the private Discord community. You can see this was basically the trade, same exact entry, 1 to 2. So guys, that was today's trade. If you want to get the booklet, the day-to-day trading plan, you can. It's basically a booklet with all my trading rules, the trade management, how I risk my trades, exactly what I follow, the day-to-day trading plan that I have. If you don't have your own plan on what you look for when you're trading, the amount of trades you take and everything, you can use that as a starting point and build up on it if you want to. Okay, so in order to get that, just join the free Discord. It is on the free Discord, you can get it there, and just have your way with it. Okay, so that's it for today's trade review. I hope these reviews are helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who it might help, right? Anyways, thank you guys. See you guys on the next one.